Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. So today I was looking around the Poverty Finance subreddit. So it's a bit of a cheaper version of the personal finance subreddit that I looked at it yesterday. And I thought maybe I could find something interesting, see people who are living life as cheap as possible. And right away I found a very cheap person. So this person has been working two jobs the past few months and has managed to save over $10,000, which is amazing. But I think they're being a little bit too cheap. They said last week I bought socks and they're super happy about it. And not to talk bad about them, but you should have socks. You shouldn't need to save up to buy socks since you have a solid emergency fund. I'm assuming that you have at least half decent finances overall. Now, I don't know what type of socks he bought. He might buy some super fancy, glow in the dark socks with gold outline on them, which sounds like a very weird sock now that I've described it. But I don't know if he's getting the most expensive socks that are $100 each. If he's doing that, then maybe he should hold back. But assuming that he's just talking about some socks that you buy at Walmart that cost $1, I really think he should have plenty of socks to wear every day for multiple weeks. And this, he says he has enough socks for 1 week now. I would say you should have enough socks for 2 weeks. Then in the end, he said he thought about actually returning the socks because it was an unnecessary indulgence. I completely disagree. You need socks. It's absolutely needed. And while we're at it, if you don't have enough shirts for the week, you need more shirts too, and more pants and everything. And if your shoes are falling apart, buy new shoes too. I know you want to try and save money as much as you can, but you need to live. Next, I saw a person asking for some low cost free hobbies. So I think there are a ton of these. In the description, there's lots of, exercise, writing, watching YouTube videos, or just hanging out with friends. I think another great option is video games. So people don't think about it, but if you got a PlayStation 4 or something like that, something not the newest, but not the oldest, you can get it for a few $100s, and then for $10, you can buy a game that you can play for over 100 hours. Your return on investment on that is amazing. You're paying pennies per hour played, and if you find a good enough game, then you might be able to play it more than 100 hours. And there's really no downside. Now, I guess if you're looking at every dollar and cent, you do have to pay for electricity and you do have to have a TV. But I am assuming that almost everybody has a TV. They're also saying that they have a 2-year-old and they need to be able to stay with the kid. And I think video games are a great example of what you can do with the kid. And if they feel the need, they can put headphones on so the kid won't hear it. If the kid is gentle or something, I don't really know how kids work. I don't know, but I would assume that a kid can hear a video game without getting too upset, but I'm not sure. I don't even know how big a 2-year-old is, or if they can walk, or can they talk. I don't know, but I think you could play video games with them in the room. Another example is puzzles. So if you found, some puzzles at Goodwill, don't buy the new ones. Those are like $30, $40 and way too expensive. But if you're like me, you can start the puzzle, leave it on the table, and walk away for a month and do one piece a day. And it will never get done. And then you get frustrated, and then you just put it back in the box. And then a month later, when you've forgotten about that, you go back out and try to do it again. Another example of a cheap hobby could be learning something new, like learning to code, let's say. And if you like it, then you can even get a job in it. But I know several people who just kind of learn to code over their free time. Another hobby you could get into, if you have internet, you can stream sports for free through various sites if you know how to find them and if you're careful. So if you are looking for a hobby for what to do for many hours over the summer, is you could get into baseball. So just watch baseball all day. You're going to fall asleep. You'll wake up at the end, and then you can tell everybody that you watched a baseball game. The last thing that I saw was this on Trade School. So it goes over the hourly rates that you can make while in trade school, and it has everything from plumbers and HVAC techs to people who work on wind turbines and crane operators. So all of these, of course, have a pretty wide amount of money per hour, but they're all good. There's several of these where you're making over $50,000 a year, and that's more than a lot of people with college degrees make. So you really don't have to go to college if you don't want to. Now, college isn't always bad. I went to college to get an accounting degree, so it was useful for me. But if you don't have a plan for college, don't go. It costs tens of thousands of dollars per year, and you're going to be paying it off for a long time. And that doesn't even include the money that you lose while going to school because you're not working. That's really the most expensive part. So if you're going to school, you can't be working, and that costs you an additional $20,000 a year. So really the cost of college is double whatever you think it is. If you are getting into a trade like plumbing or something like that where you can create your own business, that should be the end goal. You should start at a big company and learn what you're doing and save up some money, but in the end you should make your own company. That way you can make significantly more money, and hopefully if it goes well and you're a good plumber or whatever, and you can find other good plumbers, you could hire them, and then you can create your own big company and you won't even have to work as much. That's it for my video. Thanks for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions that you want me to answer, and if there's any type of content you would like me to make. So thanks for watching, and bye.